You know what's creepier than one scarecrow? About 12 of them that are alive. Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, Goosebumps book number 20, released in 1994. This is one of the most atmospheric Goosebumps book R.L. Stine ever wrote. Cornfields, creepy farms, living scarecrows. This is Southern Gothic horror for kids. Jodie and her brother Mark head to their grandparents' farm for summer vacation, expecting another fun visit. But something immediately feels wrong. Their grandparents are acting strangely, and the superstitious farmhand named Stanley keeps carrying around a mysterious book of spells. Dozens of creepy new scarecrows have appeared all over the farm. At first, Jodie thinks someone is just playing tricks on them, but when the scarecrows begin moving around on their own at night, she realizes the farm is hiding a terrifying secret. So I gotta admit, this is one of the most iconic Goosebumps covers ever made. I mean, look at this thing. You got this creepy ass scarecrow just standing in the middle of a moonlit cornfield, and he's got no arms. He's got no arms. That's crazy. His face is what really gets me. He's got these creepy looking human eyes, this old wrinkled face, and he looks less like a scarecrow and more like an old dead farmer that crawled out of his grave. Also, I love the colors of this cover. You got the deep purple sky, full moon in the background. You got all the blues and oranges in the cornfield. Tim absolutely knocked this cover out of the park. Honestly, if I drove by a cornfield at midnight and saw this dude posted up out there, I'm not stopping, I'm not investigating. I'm putting the pedal to the floor and I'm getting the hell out of there. It's a field of screams. If you haunt it, they will run. Spoiler warning, you have been warned. Jodie eventually discovers that Stanley accidentally brought the scarecrows to life using his book of superstitions. He'd been forcing Jodie's grandparents to obey him out of fear, but the scarecrows eventually stopped listening to Stanley altogether and began attacking everybody. Styx manages to destroy the living scarecrows by setting them on fire, and everything finally returns to normal, until the very last page, when the family-stuffed taxidermy bear suddenly comes to life, because Stanley has already started reading another spell from his book. So let me get this straight. This dude carries around a magic book, builds like 12 scarecrows that come to life, and he doesn't even do anything productive with it? He just wants to scare people. Right. If I look out my bedroom window at 2 in the morning and the scarecrows are moving, I'm packing my bags immediately. And Stanley, buddy, maybe stop reading random spells out of your creepy little book. You're literally causing every problem in this story. Also, how many scarecrows does one farm even need? 1? Sure. 2? Maybe. 12? At that point, you're just asking for supernatural problems. The TV episode is actually pretty faithful to the book, but there are a few big differences. Instead of riding horses, Jodie and Mark ride bicycles, and instead of Styx burning the scarecrow to death, Mark shreds them with a giant wheat thrasher. The ending is also different. In the book, Stanley accidentally brings the family-stuffed bear to life with another spell. In the TV episode, he accidentally brings the wheat thresher itself to life. Honestly, there's just something creepier about an ending with a possessed bear versus a possessed farming machine. I actually did have this book as a kid, and it's one of those Goosebumps books I actually do remember. I read it with my dad. The idea of something like a scarecrow, an inanimate object, sitting in a field and then it's suddenly coming to life really freaked me out. And it just made me start looking at scarecrows a whole lot differently whenever I see them. One thing it always reminded me of was Children of the Corn. I know it's a totally different story, but it's just having horror take place in the middle of a cornfield always gave me this creepy vibes. And then later on when I got older, I watched Jeepers Creepers 2. That brought the same kind of feelings back. And that movie takes place in a cornfield as well. One of my favorite memories with this book is sitting down and reading it with my dad. We sat down together, we read a couple other books as well over the years, but this one really stuck with me when I was reading it with him. I remember him joking saying, "This is one of the reasons I don't live on a farm." Which is funny because my family originally came from farming. I also remember buying this one at the book fair. A bunch of my friends were there too. And I specifically remember my friend Reese buying the Give Yourself Goosebumps book, TikTok, You're Dead. It's funny the random things you remember being a kid. But this one always stuck with me, and I think it always will. Well, thanks for watching, and remember, if the scarecrow starts looking at you, it's already too late. Next episode, we're checking out Go Eat Worms, because apparently R.L. Stine looked at regular earthworms and thought, yeah, let's make kids afraid of those too. See you then.